We're talking about podcasts. We're talking about itty bitty podcasts. Podcast.
Very many Monday Chunkies. I'm Carter.
I am Doge.
Jordan.
I'm realizing that I start somewhere and then find the note every time.
Just scoop it.
Oh my! You know what's worse than getting caught with your clothes on?
Tell me.
Getting caught in the news. Billie Eilish is our new James Bond songwriter.
Wow.
That's a pretty iconic thing in American film. Yeah,
That's super interesting.
It's not even American.
I was going to say.
In film in general.
Yeah.
And so, and that role, actually, two of the more recent ones, Sam Smith and Adele, have both won Oscars for that. And so,
yeah, that's true.
The Bond song has won. So, I mean, Billie could be on her way to the EGOT for all we know.
That would be nuts.
That would be pretty wild.
And I totally forgot Adele has an Oscar.
I think about that every day.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking about it.
I've never forgotten that.
Speaking of Oscars, there's a little bit of controversy. I said Oscars, didn't I?
You did say Oscars. Yeah.
Speaking of Oscars, the nomination list came out.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And it's always a little bit controversial with the nomination list because you're going to have people that say, well, I don't know. I thought they did better and they should have been nominated for this. We're talking about Bridesmaids tomorrow.
Yes.
Remember Melissa? Did you know Melissa McCarthy was nominated for an Oscar for that movie?
For Bridesmaids?
Yeah.
Really?
It had 2 Oscar nominations and she's one of them. The other is Kristen Wiig's writing for original screenplay.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Wow.
And so there's surprises that happen like that too. This one especially has won in almost every category.
Yeah.
Because what's interesting about the Golden Globes, which is usually the lead up to we start to predict who's going to be nominated for the Oscars, is there's winners that outright weren't even nominated. So someone who won from the Hollywood Foreign Press that for the Academy was not even nominated.
Yeah.
Right.
These are like, it's not Joel Edgerton because their names sound so similar. It's
Taron Egerton or Edgerton, maybe.
So the guy who played
Elton
John won for Best Musical Comedy Actor, was not even nominated.
Yeah.
Aquafina, who won for
The Farewell, which
The
I
Farewell.
watched, by the way, and it's awesome.
Yeah, she not even nominated.
Right.
And so there's a lot of controversy around that. To me, I think the one that is one of the most offensive, and this is just the right I have to my own opinion, is Greta Gerwig.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
For Little Women to not be nominated for that.
You're not standing alone on an island with that opinion either.
my
I mean,
goodness gracious.
it's a snub. I mean, I think it's a
Big time.
big
time.
unquestionable snub.
Yeah.
Big time. But I mean, if it's any consolation, Joker was nominated for 17 Oscars.
17?
11.
What? Oh,
11.
yeah,
Not
okay.
17. 17 is the record for most.
117 Oscars? I can't believe it.
No, 11.
But it's 11 Oscars for Joker.
Yeah. So that's wild. And one of those directing nominations is Todd Phillips, who directed The Joker over Greta Gerwig. So I haven't seen Little Women, so I guess my opinion can't be as strong.
I'm seeing it Monday.
Yeah, but it is
the day this
nominated
comes
for
out.
Best Picture. Hey now.
Hey, you're an all-star.
So what do you think? Can you transport yourself to Monday? How do you feel about
I'll
it?
leave a blank space here, and then I'll just call everybody who listens to this and tell them what I thought. Just quiet, please. All right, cool. It was good talking to you guys. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Something I thought would be fun to do with the Oscars is let's have a special Oscar edition of Beads of Sweat Start to Fall Down Their Brow. Extra credit!
I knew it.
So since it's our first time to play extra credit this year, I figured it would be good to go over the rules again.
Good. That'll give me time to leave.
Excellent. It's fairly simple, and it's very hard. So extra credit, you have 3 actors, and you have to, for each of them, try and come up with their top 4 IMDb credited movies. So what we have seen is IMDb is a little bit all over the place. They do have a very detailed small print algorithm that they have on their website that tells why and how they choose the top credits.
But are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Factoring in like how much weight the person had on the movie. So like production wise, or like if Tina Fey is in a movie that she started a movie and also wrote it and produced it, then she's probably going to show up more on that. Oscars are a big deal.
Why have we never looked at that print before?
Like critical
We've talked
acclaim.
about it before.
Yeah, if they've won an Oscar for it, it usually shows up.
Yeah.
Grossing, not as much. How much it's been searched, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have an opportunity. They get a point per credit that they guess correctly. If they get all 4 credits right for an actor, then they get extra credit, which would give them 5 points. They'd get 2 for the last one. And so they only need 9 points to win, and they can totally get 15. So I want y'all, as I'm reading through, be thinking together, talk about who do you think. Actually, I meant to ask, how many times have y'all won extra credit? Do you remember?
Once.
Yeah.
I hate you.
So performance by an actor in a leading role. Here are your nominees. So as I read these off, you'll be able to choose 3 and try and come up with their top 4 credits. We'll have to be careful with anyone that we've done before, but I think we've done that before where you did someone twice and still didn't know what was going on.
That's correct.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Antonio Banderas, who is in... I guess I could say it. That's not going to show up, right? Is it going to be one of their...
I don't know.
This is your game, dude. I don't know.
Y'all are already mad. Leonardo DiCaprio, Adam Driver, Joaquin Phoenix, Jonathan Pryce. Okay? I'll go ahead and say what these are for, because I don't think these are going to show up in their credits. They're too soon. So Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. The favorite to win this right now is Joaquin Phoenix, by the way.
I feel like those movies might show up in there.
Yeah, I feel like their movies might show up in there.
Well, then take that risk. Performance by an actor in a supporting role nominees. Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes, Al Pacino in The Irishman, Joe Pesci in The Irishman, and Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That is one of the more star-studded nominee categories I have ever seen. Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Pitt is the youngest of that crew.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. Performance by an actress in a leading role nominees. Cynthia Erivo. Am I pronouncing her last name right?
I don't know. She's in the new
Harriet.
Outsiders series.
Oh, yes. And she's also in, it's for her role in Harriet. Scarlett Johansson, which is one of her 2 nominations this year.
Yeah.
In Marriage Story. Saoirse Ronan in Little Women. Saoirse. Tanae. Saoirse Ronan in Little Women. Charlize Theron in Bombshell. And Renee Zellweger in Judy. Okay. Performance by an actress in the supporting role nominees. Kathy Bates.
Okay.
Richard Jewell. Laura Dern in The Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit. Florence Pugh in Little Women. And Margot Robbie in Bombshell. Do y'all have a specific nominee, a specific category you want to hear again, or one that you think?
Supporting actress seems strong. Lead actor seems strong.
Lead actor seems very strong to me. To be easy to... A lot of those dudes have a lot of big movies they've done.
Yeah, Banderas, Leo, Adam Driver, Joaquin Phoenix, Jonathan Pryce.
I think Leo, Adam, and Joaquin could be our boys this round.
Yeah, there's a good chance there. Read me the supporting actresses again, because I know Florence Pugh could be pretty decent. Scarlett, we might have a good shot at.
Laura Dern, Kathy Bates, Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, I think we could get.
Yeah. I'm okay. Which one? I'm okay with either one. I feel more confident in my ability to co-pilot us through the best actor section.
Okay.
But if you feel enough confidence for the both of us in supporting actress.
I know that I could probably get 2 for Florence. No competition.
Yeah.
But Scarlett's done a lot.
Yeah. She's too many Marvels.
Margot's done a good bit, although I feel like I could get a few of them.
I mean, Suicide Squad did win an Oscar.
Oh, it's definitely in there.
Yeah.
If you feel more confident that we're gonna be,
I feel like I can contribute more to best actor.
Yeah, let's do that.
Who do y'all want to start with?
We said Leo, Adam, and Joaquin.
Read me the whole list again.
Antonio Banderas.
Who did we not just mention? Antonio and
Jonathan Pryce.
Jonathan Pryce is gonna be tough.
Antonio's
Game of Thrones would be there.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Pryce is gonna be tough. Antonio beyond Zorro and Shrek. I don't feel confident that I could pinpoint a lot.
What are the odds that it's Shrek?
Wait. Isn't he the dad in Spy Kids? Let's start with Adam Driver.
Okay.
If those are the 3 we think we're confident about, let's start with Adam Driver because I am almost positive we have swung and missed at him in the past.
Let the past die.
Get it out of there.
Kill it if you have to. No, I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to land
No,
there
I'm
again.
never going to land that again. Dang.
So with Adam Driver, I'm already now nervous because we've officially entered into the game.
There will be a Star War. He was nominated for Black Klansman. I feel as though Marriage Story has a great shot at being in there.
Marriage Story probably has a pretty good shot.
I feel as though Girls might be in there.
Maybe.
I mean, that's how he, like one of his first things. Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know that it's going to be I don't know that it's going to beat out anything else that he's super known for.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Probably a Star Wars. I think you're probably right.
I think probably The Force Awakens. I'm confident that we have done Adam Driver before, and I do not remember even a single one of his credits.
I don't either. You want to just take a swing at The Force Awakens, see what happens?
Let's do it. The Force Awakens. Lock it in.
Bing, bing, bing.
Okay.
One for one. Y'all are perfect.
There was a movie in there. Oh my gosh. It's coming back to me. He's in a movie like a historical
Is it J.
movie.
Edgar? Lock it in?
I feel like it's J.
You want to lock it in?
Yeah.
Bong, bong.
Yeah.
J. Edgar was one. You remember it because you were that confident and were wrong. So that's 1 for 2, but you can still get 3 in this one, which is a good pace. You need to get the last 2. 2 for 2.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Maybe another Star Wars. I feel like it should be Black Klansman, but I feel like it's not going to be.
You know, in laboratories, whenever they make mice do a maze, they get shocked if they do it wrong.
Yeah.
And mice learn how to go the right way through a maze to find cheese.
And we're
dumber than mice. Because I don't remember how to get Adam Driver correct.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. There could be another Star Wars.
There could be a Marriage Story. There could be a Black Klansman. There could be a Girls.
I don't think Girls. Girls is the one on that list that you just said that I don't think is going to be in his top 4.
Then let's not lock that in. Do you want to lock in one of the other 2? The last time we did in Marriage Story wouldn't have been in his top 4. So it would IMDb would have to be on top of their game.
Yeah, but now it's with all the nominations and stuff.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
His top 4 could have changed within the last,
Was he in Lincoln?
Is that what it was? There was a historical
history movie.
Was it Lincoln? That doesn't feel right.
He looks like a Lincoln.
No, but that was what's his face? That was
Daniel Day.
Blood. Yeah. I think there could be 2 Star Wars.
Okay, so
It would have to be The Last Jedi.
yeah, I agree.
But if that's it, then we're coming out of this with at best 2.
Let's try it. I mean,
The Last Jedi, lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing.
Okay.
Last Jedi's number
Goodness
4.
gracious.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that means we only have to get one more. Black Klansman could be up there, but let's think for just a second.
All right, I'm done.
I don't think it's Marriage Story.
No, too new.
I don't think it's Girls. There is a historical movie we are forgetting. I know there is.
I think it's Lincoln.
Really?
Hey. I'm thinking it's Lincoln.
I'm going to
sold.
help a little bit. The one that's historical is no longer in the top 4.
It's Marriage Story.
Yeah. Marriage Story, lock it in.
Yeah.
It's like the exit on an airplane. I need verbal confirmation. Marriage Story, lock it in.
Yes, I am capable of handling this task.
Marriage Story, lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing.
Okay.
Number 3, The Report
The Report.
is not in there anymore.
Okay.
And then Patterson is number 2. I've never heard of Patterson.
I've never heard of Patterson.
But it's
Dang, I'm glad we didn't go after any of those other ones.
Wow.
Yeah. So 3 for 3 on that. So you guys have a pretty good job.
3 for 4,
Pretty
but
shot. 3 for 4. Sorry. 3 for 4.
you want to go Leo next?
Yeah, I do. I do indeed.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Gotta be Titanic, right? I mean,
Gotta be
has to
Titanic. I feel like it's gotta be Inception. I feel like it's gotta be The Revenant.
Ooh, slow down there, champ.
Hey, I'm throwing it out.
Revenant, I agree because he won for that.
He won a
But
statue.
I don't know about Inception.
Are you kidding? Inception's such a big deal.
Think about everything this boy has done. Genuinely.
Yeah, no, I'm confident Inception is in there because of that. Because of not necessarily because of the quality of his work in Inception, although he does a fine job.
I love Inception. Inception is one of my favorite movies.
But I think culturally, Inception was such a big deal. People were like, it is impossible to understand this movie, dude.
Well, let's back pocket Inception then, because I don't think it's in his top 4.
Okay.
But you seem really confident. Can we move on to things we agree on first and then come
Titanic,
back?
obviously.
It's got to be Titanic.
Titanic,
right?
lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing. Number 3.
3.
Revenant.
Ooh, Catch Me If You Can could be up there.
I think Catch Me If You Can is in there. I think Revenant's in there. And I think Inception's the last
He's
one.
got Gilbert Grape. He's got, isn't he in The Aviator?
Yeah.
He's got,
He is in that movie, yes.
he's got Wolf
You
of Wall
wouldn't know
Street.
that unless you were looking at his IMDb credits.
Dude, I don't
Which
think
has
Leo's
all
top 4
his
is as open and shut as we think it is.
I think The Revenant is for sure in his top.
It feels like it needs to be.
You want to lock that one in?
Yeah, let's lock in Revenant.
The Revenant, lock it in.
Bong, y'all. Revenant is not in his top 4.
So you're talking a whole big game about if they won an Oscar, it's going to be in their top 4.
I said it factors into the algorithm.
The Departed. I bet Wolf of Wall Street's in his top 4.
Okay, fine. Let's try it.
I bet Wolf of Wall Street's there.
Let's try it.
Wolf of Wall Street, lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing,
Yeah,
bing. Number
okay.
4.
So we know
You have
Titanic,
one more
we know
guess.
Wolf of Wall Street.
We have one more guess.
If Inception's in there, there's also another movie in there, and I would rather try and find that other movie we feel confident about.
I'm so deflated after finding out The Revenant's not in his top 4.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
I think he's done so much better work than that.
I mean,
He
I
just won.
agree.
You know
but
what I
he
mean?
won for that, so I
know.
thought for sure that'd be in
Oh,
there.
I know. That just felt like the place to shoehorn my opinion on The Revenant in. I liked The Revenant.
Because where else would we put our opinions in this podcast?
About movies?
Yeah,
I don't know. The Departed could be.
Shutter Island could be.
Ooh, Shutter Island could be, actually. I feel like if Shutter Island's up there, then Inception would. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I think Inception more like
was
popcorny ones. Yeah.
You really think Inception's in there?
I mean, I thought Revenant was in there, so my opinion is obviously wrong about most things
Well, I was
that I
going
feel
to
confident
say.
about.
I was going to say if you felt ready to absolutely attack the fact that Inception was in there, then I'll climb on board. With
I do
you.
not feel ready anymore. I thought I was ready. I've been shaken to my very core.
Okay, fair enough.
Extra credit will do that to you.
Nothing makes me feel like I know less about movies than playing extra credit. Every time I play, I'm just like, should I even be on a movie podcast?
It puts me in such a bummer headspace. But then when I win, the one time we did it,
Yeah.
it felt pretty good.
That one time we won.
Honestly, y'all are good at it. It's just anytime you lose, you're talking yourself out of something. There have been many times that I have heard y'all say every single movie in somebody's credit.
They were like,
all
no,
of the
that
top
can't be
4,
it.
and then you talk yourself out of it. It's fascinating.
Gatsby.
That's true. I hope Gatsby's not in his top 4.
Never
You want to
s-
do Inception?
No, but sure.
Inception, lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing.
Okay, there you go.
Number 1.
Good.
And number 2 is The Departed.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So Inception, Departed, Titanic, Wolf of Wall Street. Y'all are
That's a strong IMDb top 4.
for sure.
Wow.
And y'all didn't even say things like Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying. There's so many things he's done.
So y'all have 6 of 8. And you only need 3 of the next 4 on the final actor to win extra credit.
The last actor is
Joaquin
Joaquin Phoenix.
Phoenix. Okay, let's just
I'm
let's
walking on sunshine.
let's just go ahead.
Got to be Gladiator, right?
Let's go ahead and take all of our Joaquin Phoenix movies we know, dump them out on the table, and look through them. Gladiator, Her, Joker,
I bet is up there. Man, Joker could already be up there.
Joker's
if Marriage
for
Story's already in
sure
there
up
for
there.
Adam Driver. Well, there's 3. That's all we need is 3, and I bet all 3 of those are in there.
Okay, I feel most confident about Gladiator.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident about Gladiator.
Want to lock it in?
Sure.
Bing, 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 bing. 7 points. Gladiator's number 3 on his credits.
Okay.
Feel confident about Her.
I think so. Her was a pretty big deal.
I feel confident about Her.
All right. Her, lock it in.
Bing, 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 bing. That's 8 points. Y'all are 1 away with 2 shots. Her is number 1 on Joaquin Phoenix's credits.
Number 1, really? Okay. Whew. Does shut down.
2 shots.
I really think Joker's in there. If Marriage Story's up there for Driver, I feel like Joker's up there for Joaquin.
You think Joker, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I do.
You think it's time to send in the clowns on this one, huh?
Unfortunately, I do, yeah.
Listen,
I think we lock it in.
let's
We
send
still have one guess after
Okay,
this.
we do. Let's lock it in.
Bong, bong. Okay. Joker is not.
Yep, I figured.
You have 1 shot to win extra credit. Does this feel familiar?
Hey, here's a question. What?
Yeah.
Marriage Story made it for Adam Driver, but Joker, the movie that every good time Charlie in the United States was goo goo gaga over, didn't make it into Joaquin.
Such a cruel game. Oh, no.
Hey, here's a fun game. Name even one more Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Are y'all just drained right now? Nothing left.
I forget almost every movie exists when we play this game.
Yeah.
Name even one more. Just try. Even one more.
If we had done it at the beginning, I would have been able to
If
do
you'd
it.
asked me before I got here today, name 5 Joaquin Phoenix movies, I could have done it.
I think when the stakes are higher,
Yeah.
you lose more, don't
Yep.
you?
Let's try it. Let's just name even one more Joaquin Phoenix movie. Just even one more and lock that one in.
How?
I have nothing.
How? There's 2 in his top 4 that we're not getting. Joker's not in there?
I have nothing.
That's a joke.
He's got 53 acting credits. And so far, I've only heard y'all mention 3 of those.
So there are 50 Joaquin Phoenix
There's
films.
50 more. I believe in you. I think.
Okay, is the Joker trailer in his top 4, perhaps?
Well, that last year he had that "You Were Never Really There" movie that people really liked, but nobody actually watched. So I bet that's not up there. I just thought I'd prove that I knew another Joaquin Phoenix movie existed.
If he wins for the Joker, that would be his first. Do you remember our conversation about that in Gladiator?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we talked about lots of other Joaquin movies in that episode, too.
You should know better than to try and have meaningful conversation during this game. Sorry.
I can't even hear you thinking.
What about Gladiator 2, Glad You Later, which is where they time travel to the present?
Y'all really don't. You can't think of another
cannot think
Joaquin
of a
Phoenix?
Dude, my brain is completely fried. I know that there are people screaming names.
Scream
of movies.
louder.
You have, just to let you know the stakes again, the first time we've played this year, you have a chance to say you have never lost extra credit in 2020.
In this decade.
In
We
this
haven't lost extra credit in the 20s until we lose it right now in about 5 minutes.
You have one chance. You have 8 points. 9 wins it.
Has he done any voice acting, Doge? Think.
Not that I can think of.
Has he done any voice acting, Doge?
I don't think he knows about voice acting.
Are y'all just going to give up?
No.
We can cut all the silence out so we can take as much time as we need, and the podcast is still the same amount of time. Okay? This whole thing is taken for the listeners 45 seconds and for us about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm going to stand up for a second.
He's young. He's a baby.
Citizen Kane, Seven Samurai, Boys in the Hood.
How is Joker not in his top 4? Genuinely. I don't want it there. Outside of this game, I'm happy.
Gladiator and her are both on this poster.
Doge is just looking at a poster full of movie posters to see if one sparks Joaquin.
Hey, guess what? It doesn't spark Joaquin.
Let's talk it out. Let's stop being in our heads about it. Let's talk it out.
Welcome to a new section of our show called Talking Phoenix. And we're just going to talk it out.
Hey guys, I'm back. It's taking them so long that I did house errands because I could
You
feel
did very much.
I could feel like this is wild.
I'm literally completely I'm Joaquin constipated.
Let's take a break and take a break outside of extra credit so we can finish talking about what I wanted to talk about on this episode.
Okay.
And
We're
then
going to
we'll come back.
return to extra credit.
we're
Okay,
gonna come
I like
back.
that.
So as Netflix has just become a new, I guess, verb in our culture,
Yeah.
as Disney Plus is having a pretty massive surge at the beginning. We have our HBO Nows, we have our Hulus, our Amazon Primes. I don't know why I was surprised. I shouldn't have been, but major networks are not sitting idle.
Yeah.
NBC's,
Yep. I saw this.
is it just called Peacock?
Yeah, just Peacock.
I think so.
Is coming out, and it was such a massive article. I didn't read it all.
Yeah.
But one thing that stood out to me is, so they're coming up with their own streaming service for NBC, and they're going to have a lot of original content, which makes me start to think, if major channels are doing that, is there a point to cable television anymore?
No.
Well, it's all just becoming cable again, but you get to pick what you watch.
But then you just get to pick what you watch. So then what happens to news outlets?
Then
And game shows.
I almost guarantee we're going to start getting download the weather streaming app.
Well, we
Pay
already have that.
$5.99.
I mean, like CBS News already does an app that's live free news.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that already
I
exists.
use the
That's what it's gonna
WFAA app all the time.
be. Pete Dalkus is your boy, huh?
I like Pete.
One thing that did stand out, though, with this new streaming service is the 4 of us, listen to the McElroys. We love
true.
them. Mm-hmm. There's these 3 brothers, and sometimes their dad, that seem to have the biggest creative bank of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bottomless.
They've played something called the Adventure Zone, which is one of their, probably maybe their most successful franchise that they've had. But the Adventure Zone is a D&D podcast. This is about to have its own show, animated show, which made me think, when we get to that point,
Yeah.
what streaming service do we want to attach ourselves to? And what kind of animation do we want to do for us?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we going to do like Pixar-ish 3D? Do we want an anime show that's on Amazon Prime? What's it about? What do we do? Because the Adventure Zone is actually storytelling. It's a D&D universe. So is it just a show of the three of us sitting around trying to think of a Joaquin Phoenix movie?
I think that's probably what it would end up being at this point.
At this point, I feel like that may be what the rest of my life is going to be.
Because I'd watch that.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
hey,
it's claymation though.
you have been watching it.
Oh, it's claymation.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
it's puppets. It's Jim Henson style puppets.
Of
we're-
us.
We're
Yeah,
Muppets.
of us.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you can
we're
see our feet at all times.
And the feet are constantly doing that thing where Kermit freaks out and they like
Yeah.
real
Yes.
fast. So
Yep,
if
yep.
you get bored with what's going on above the table, you can zoom in under the
Yes.
table and laugh at the feet.
Among the TV streaming announcements, there was also a lot of announcements on other streaming platforms, basically saying like shows that are coming up. So we have a date-ish for the new Game of Thrones spinoff, and that'll be in 2022.
Yeah.
And so in 2 years, we'll have more Game of Thrones. The Lord of the Rings series is filming.
Yeah, they got their whole cast.
They got their whole
That I'm
cast.
excited
They got young Ned Stark from Game of Thrones as their lead.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome if he was playing young Boromir, I guess, because that's
think-
also young Scene Bean.
I think what they're doing is way too far before.
It is.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think it
in
could
the
be.
second age. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what's great though is I have enjoyed that a lot of the casting is people that aren't incredibly familiar,
Yes.
which makes me feel like that'll be a good thing.
I mean, outside of Henry Cavill, The Witcher did that too. And it seemed to be very
and The
successful
Witcher
for
has
them.
been great.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. I'm not done yet.
Me neither.
Not the kind of thing that you should watch on a lunch break, which I've tried several times.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
finished the whole thing. I understand the
episode away.
complaints, and I still love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
In case you haven't started it yet, it is Game of Thrones level of content.
That's true.
Interpret that sentence however you wish.
Yep. And so, yeah, all of that is coming out. What do you, I think we should check in on what we're streaming a little bit.
Sure.
I want to ask, what's streaming? And if you, what's going to be your next up streaming service if one of these new things comes in and you have to get rid of one of them? Is that possible?
Yeah, if they do,
Yeah.
if Peacock ends up doing the Adventure Zone, I will be getting it.
Yeah.
Especially, honestly, it would be almost worth it for me if they end up doing The Office and stuff too.
I think they will. I think it's the plan.
Yeah.
Like The Office and Friends and Parks and Rec and all that stuff is leaving streaming services in 2021.
I almost, before they started stepping up their game within the last like month and a half, I almost would have said Netflix was going to be the one to
Yeah.
go bye-bye for me.
Yeah.
But with The Witcher and there's a show that actually I'm watching right now called The Circle.
Yeah.
That's this like reality show kind of a thing.
Yeah.
and
We
it's
almost
so
started it
cool.
last night. Yeah.
It's
Chelsea
awesome.
was talking about
I really like it. So I don't know that I could let go of Netflix.
Well, not to mention, I mean, Netflix is now 2 of the 10 nominees for Best Picture. 3 of the 10 nominees are Netflix.
stepping up its
Isn't that
game.
weird?
Marriage
So
Story,
probably-
Irishman, and 2 Popes.
Probably what I would get rid of is I just signed up for Apple TV Plus to watch the morning show and to watch Servant. Once I'm done with those, probably just going to cancel it.
Yeah.
I heard that Jason Momoa show on there is pretty good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's
Honestly,
great. It doesn't
HBO
interest
Now
me.
might be it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's tough though is things like Bridesmaids tomorrow. Like
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of the movies that we end up watching for the podcast, HBO has.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
If I'm being honest with myself, I would probably end up getting Peacock and not dropping into any of the others.
Yeah.
And then when people are like, why don't you have cable? I'd be like, oh, it's just so much easier and better to have this stuff and ignore
the
the
same
fact that
thing.
I'm paying more.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah. And you could always just not pay electric bill anymore.
Yeah.
Well, no, that would directly influence the streaming
Water,
service.
I think.
no,
Maybe.
I'll do it on my phone.
Water or heat.
And charge my phone at work.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
they
that'll
got
work.
plenty of electricity there. Let me have some of that.
That'll work, actually. That's
Yeah.
a pretty good.
That's a good idea.
yeah.
Did anybody say what they're streaming? You said Witcher.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, for me, it's The Circle and The Morning Show and The Outsider on HBO.
Okay.
We're powering through 30 Rock and we're powering through The Witcher.
Nice. I have 1 episode left of The Witcher. I just finished Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 3.
Callie loves that show. I need to jump on.
I do too.
Enjoy. Same writer that did Gilmore Girls.
Oh,
And so it's
really?
that witty banter back and forth, except in a setting that feels more appropriate.
Yeah. that
With
makes sense.
comedy in New York and stuff like that. To end this episode, I want you to give me your name and 1 more movie that Joaquin Phoenix has been in so that we can finish this game of extra credit, this longest game of extra credit ever. Because you could win. How great would that be?
We won't.
I'm Carter, and I'm going to give you one. But it's going to be one that's not in the top 4. How about that?
Just get the juices flowing. That's all I need.
That's fair. That's fair.
Signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Carter. Joaquin Phoenix was in Signs.
Yeah, he sure was, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm Doge and I'm confident that Joaquin Phoenix is not in Toy Story 4, but I'm sure he's a voice of something at some point, so hopefully that gets me close enough.
I'm Jordan. I know a few. So I know that he's not in Drake and Josh. He's not in Gilmore Girls. He's not in Breaking Bad.
We only have a few left. Just process of elimination.
Yeah, he's not in any of the Marvel movies as far as I know.
Wait. No, he's not.
Yeah, he's not in Ford versus Ferrari. He is in Joker, which I feel like should have, 17 nominations, 117 nominations. Is that what you said, Doge?
Yeah, I heard it's close to 1,000 at last count.
So that's pretty crazy.
So I think this has to be our first stalemate, does it not? Do you just end at 8?
Yeah, I mean, we can't think of another one.
Well, but if we just throw a guess out and don't hit it, we end at 8 too, right? There's no punishment for getting it wrong.
I guessed Toy Story 4.
No,
what are you guessing?
No, you're not guessing Toy Story 4 because what you are guessing. What else has Ridley Scott done? He likes people, right? He keeps people around. He's done some stuff. What else has Russell Crowe been in? Is Joaquin in the?
Is he in Les Mis?
No. Is he in Robin Hood?
Sure.
Is he in Robin Hood?
Joaquin Phoenix, Robin Hood.
Joaquin
Lock
Phoenix,
it in.
Robin Hood. Lock it in. Yeah.
Bong bong.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What is it?
So number 1 was her. Number 3 was Gladiator. Number 4 was The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah,
number 2 was Walk the Line.
Oh my God.
Yeah.